about your health today. Does your great Uncle George always have a little too much to drink at Sunday dinner? Or has your grandmother always been a teetotaler? Well, you and your family may have laughed at your family members getting a little tipsy, a little sloshed. But alcohol abuse among older adults can be a really serious problem. And here to talk about drinking in seniors is Dr. Andrew Carroll. And it's amazing, some of these statistics, Doctor.
3 million seniors are felt to be alcoholic. And with our growing senior population, that number is only going to grow. And some people wonder, how can they tell whether or not they're
because, I mean, what's wrong with having a drink now and then versus how do you really know if someone's an alcoholic?
Right. So alcoholism really is that excessive, frequent use of alcohol, along with, let's say you try to cut back on it and you have withdrawal symptoms. That's another part of alcoholism. And then medical problems from your alcoholism, such as liver cirrhosis. And then finally, loss of social and work function, which comes with alcoholism, which may not be able to be detected in our seniors.
You can hide it well and be a living, breathing alcoholic, right? A functioning alcoholic.
Right.
But what about something, I heard about bruising could be a telltale sign.
Right. Seniors, they don't tend to drive, and a lot of them are retired. So picking up those signs of alcoholism, as we do in middle-aged and younger people, is not as easy. So some of the things that you might see in seniors are that easily bruising, along with other things such as difficulty sleeping, daytime sleepiness, and then finally easily argumentative.
I have to ask you about that argumentative. We talk about grumpy old men and crotchety folks, but you do have to wonder how much of that is a result of drinking a little too much.
Right. I mean, and there are other medical problems that can cause those things, Alzheimer's and other medical things. You want to make sure that it's not one of those things before you settle on whether or not they might be alcoholic.
Okay, you have an acronym called CAGE that I want to go through because it's very interesting here. If we can, this is to help you cut down on your drinking. C meaning cut down on your drinking.
Well, no, actually, CAGE is a screening tool. If you don't know whether or not you might be alcoholic, or if your loved one might be alcoholic, C is a cut down on drinking. You've tried to cut down on drinking at least more than one occasion. You might be annoyed about criticism about your drinking habits. You might also feel guilty about your drinking problem. Okay. And then E is for eye opener. That first drink in the morning. If you can answer yes to any of those, you might be an alcoholic, or your loved one might be an alcoholic.
Any one of those. I mean, a lot of us can laugh about the eye opener drink in the morning, but that's a reality for a lot of people.
And I mean, that is a very strong sign of alcoholism, having that first drink in the morning.
I would think that being annoyed by criticism about your habits would be common for all sorts of things.
Yeah, but alcoholism, it's one of the strong signs. If you're a real light drinker, 1 to 2 drinks a day, you're not going to be annoyed by someone saying to you, I think you're drinking, well, I'm only drinking 1 or 2 a day, but if you're drinking 4 or 5 every single day, and someone says you really got to stop drinking, and you become annoyed by that, because that's one of the signs.
4 or 5 drinks a day, look out.
There's a lot more people who drink a lot more than that too.
Let's talk about that genetic link to alcoholism.
Right. There's a lot of studies, and it's stronger and stronger now, that there's a very strong genetic link with alcoholism, especially in a first-degree relative. If you have a mother or father or a sibling who is an alcoholic, you need to be aware that there's a strong genetic link, and if you are drinking, to watch your drinking, because it's very likely that you could become alcoholic.
Finally, where do you turn to for help?
Well, we detoxify people. It's an old science. There's a new drug called Camprol, which I've been able to successfully use with a few people. It helps to reduce that addiction to alcohol. If you're motivated to quit, you have to be motivated to quit. This medication can help.
Well, that's nice to know that there is some help to at least try. Dr. Andrew Carroll, as always, thank you.
Thank you.
For our Monday health chat. And I want to give you one more reason for cutting down on how much you drink. Experts say alcohol-related diseases reduce a person's lifespan on average by 6 to 29 years. Food for thought, Kaylee.